Fight!
Good morning, afternoon, and evening everyone. Nick here, and welcome back to the channel. A few days ago, I had a fun discussion with one of my good friends talking about fighting games that I'm looking forward to, and we both started talking quite a bit about the upcoming Invincible Versus and Avatar Legends fighting games. And one of the biggest things that I was talking about is how it has the potential to completely shake up the fighting game scene. With Invincible Versus launching later this month and Avatar later this summer, we have a spot where Street Fighter 6 is still giving us some content, Tekken 8 is doing whatever it wants with Season 3, and we have no clue what's going on with Mortal Kombat. So I feel like this could be a wonderful time for these devs and publishers to take notes from these big titles coming up very soon, and I want to highlight what makes these so special, why I'm so excited, and why you should care. The biggest thing I want to praise these two big titles for doing is not charging AAA price. If you've been on social media, you've probably seen a lot of people talk about the fact that Avatar Legends is only going to be charging $30 at launch, and honestly, that is a killer deal for what you're getting. For a game that's launching with 12 characters, offering a story mode, arcade mode, some ranked matches, along with rollback netcode and crossplay at launch, that's really cool and a good deal for $30. And if you want to get the Digital Deluxe Edition that comes with 5 extra characters via a seasonal model, that's also good if you want to just fork an extra $20. That is a really good killer deal for a title like this. And then if you want to look at something like Invincible Versus, you get 18 characters at launch, an original cinematic story mode, online and local multiplayer modes, and you get the Year 1 DLC roadmap with 4 additional characters. That's also a good deal too, charging only $50, or if you want to get the deluxe edition, an additional $20 to make it $70. The only other game I can think of that has done something like what Invincible Versus is doing is Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, which came out last year, and I think that that game did a good job with its price point there, charging $50, but if you want to get the extra content post-launch, especially just Season 1, you only have to pay an extra $20 there, which I think that should be the standard moving forward if you ask me. Just what I love about this, and my first big praise I want to give, is the fact I don't feel like they're pressured to charge AAA. The fact that Avatar Legends just came out with all of this fun looking content and just shared just everything that they have to offer, and only charging $30 is a huge shakeup for the industry. Same goes for Invincible Versus. The fact that they're offering a fun 3v3 game mode with 18 characters at launch and a fun story mode for only $50, that's just a really good deal. I feel like that if this momentum continues, I feel like that might shake up the industry down the line and make it that we don't have to charge $70 because that's been the norm for so long, and they can dock it down to $60 or even $50 or $40 if they really want to. That is actually one of the biggest things I tell a lot of friends, is that when they're like looking at what's on sale, one of my friends would have said like, hey, I looked at Street Fighter 6 and saw that it was available for like $30. Should I get it? And I kept thinking to myself like, yeah, the fact that it's honestly probably worth $30, and I feel like it would be a hard sell to tell someone that like, hey, a game is launching with 18 characters and it's going to be $70 with the battle pass, and if you want to buy 4 extra characters, it's going to cost you like $30 to $40, depending on which publisher or game is selling extra DLC. I feel like that for the longest time, I feel like fighting games haven't been the most consumer friendly with either their pricing models, and I think that Avatar Legends and Invincible Versus, if they are successful, is a great way to kind of change the norm moving forward. So that is the biggest praise I want to give to them outright, is just the pricing model here. The second big thing I want to talk about that's going to be huge for other fighting games is the fact that they are really listening to their community. Now, if you go on anything social media related or even check the live streams for Invincible Versus, they love to engage with their community so much. Like, that is the one thing that I love so much, is that it just shows that they care about the community that they are like fostering and who they're making the games for. And then when I heard that in the Avatar Legends game is going to be basing the entire DLC roadmap based off of community feedback of like characters they want to have and like a potential voting thing, I find that to be such a cool thing. Now, in a recent video I did talking about the next big things the next Mortal Kombat title needs to do, I talked that they needed to improve their communication with the community, And I feel like these two games already have been doing a wonderful job just kind of nurturing and building that connection with the community. So let's hope that this is something that can continue after the game launches, but knowing the track record, especially with Invincible Versus, the fact that it was done by the team that did Killer Instinct, who was very transparent with their community, I have so much faith in that already, and it gets me so excited. But the biggest thing that any fighting game really needs to be successful is that it has to be fun. Now, someone who actually got to play the Invincible Versus closed beta, that game is super fun, and even looking at recent gameplay from the EVO showcase, it really showcases that they listen to a lot of community feedback. They love to bring that up in many of their live streams, so I feel like that I love that they're trying to make it as fun as possible for people who are very competitive, or people who are just like, I barely play fighting games, but I'm a fan of Invincible, or I just want to get into fighting games. I feel like they're trying to make the barrier of entry so much nicer and easier, and not feeling like everything has to be for like the hardcore fans only. And I haven't had my hands to check out Avatar Legends yet, but based on all of the closed alpha impressions that I've heard so far, everyone's been saying nothing but great things, and even seeing the showcase of how the game actually works and looking at gameplay, I feel like that it's going to be a lot of fun, and once the beta comes out for that, I guarantee I will be streaming that. Same goes for Invincible Versus. That game looks like it's going to be so much fun, and I feel like that the fact that they're going to make these games fun, cheaper, and the fact that they're listening to the community, I feel like that's going to be a big thing for these fighting games, and they will definitely stand out in 2026. And there you have my impressions of just everything that Invincible Versus and Avatar Legends has to offer, and the potential that it can do to shake up the fighting game scene. What are your thoughts on Invincible Versus and Avatar Legends content, the pricing model, and everything else? I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to keep the discussion going down below. After having this conversation with my friend, I wanted to do like a fun little quickie short video for you all. If you want to see more fun, quick discussion-based videos, please let me know by dropping a like and subscribing. Your support truly means a ton, and I can't thank you enough. With the Invincible Versus beta coming out very soon and the game launching at the end of this month, be sure to come back to the channel, as I do plan on streaming both the beta and the launch. I'll try to get some friends to come and check out the game at launch, so we can all have like a fun little like hangout session, party, and whatnot. It'll be a good time. Alright, that's pretty much all I have to say for today. Until then, thank you so much for tuning into this video. My name is Nick, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye, y'all. Tia, you're so good.
Fight!